Good evening, everyone. Good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening. I know it has been a moment since I have come online, but this topic of conversation I just had to come online and discuss. Today, we will be talking about Carlee Russell, the 25-year-old the Alabama woman who came up missing a few days ago, and it sent the entire nation into a frenzy. Me myself, I can't even account the numerous times that I shared her picture. I shared news coverage on her. I shared her missing persons poster. I prayed for this woman so many times, for her family. People who follow me personally on social media know that I sent her information to them numerous occasions over this period of time. I just wanted this woman to return home and safe. You could tell that she came from a very loving family who cared about her so much. The story was just so traumatic. Here it is, this young woman who's driving on the interstate. She sees a child. She stops her vehicle uh, to wait for the police to arrive. She does everything, to what everyone thinks is on board. You see a child on the side of the road, you call the police, you speak to a dispatcher, you tell them everything that you see, you give a description of the child, and she hangs up with the police. From then on, she speaks to a family member. As she's on the phone with that family member, she tells the family member she cannot leave the child unattended. She wants to wait until the police arrive. So the family member says that she hears Carlee ask, "Are you okay? Are you okay? Are you okay?" The person does not respond to her. The cousin is assuming that she's talking to the child. The cousin says that the phone goes blank. She hears a scream. Then there's nothing else on the phone. Her and the other family members, the cousin or in law, continue to call her. No one is answering the phone. The police arrive within minutes of the call being disconnected. When they arrive, there is I'm assuming a newer model Mercedes Benz. So let's just say a $50,000 Mercedes Benz. Door is left open. The car is running. Keys are there. All of her personal possessions are there. Cell phone, Apple Watch, cash, credit cards. The food that she just purchased from a restaurant is in the back seat. Her phone is within a few feet of the car in the grass. And then her wig is also left in the grass outside of the vehicle. So everyone at this moment in time is like, "Oh my gosh, this woman has been taken. She's been abducted." Everything worth of value was there in the vehicle, and even her wig was gone. Her wig was left in the grass. So everyone, just like myself, was praying for this woman. Do you know I lost sleep about this situation? Could not sleep. I mean, like I said, some of you all who follow me on social media, you all know I was up constantly just trying to find out any information that I possibly could to be able to share it with my followers, or to be able to just get the word out. Because so many times, women that look like you and I, our voice is not heard. And I just wanted to make sure that this woman got back safely. Do you know how I cried tears of joy? I mean, I did the ugly cry When I got that text message that she had arrived home safely, and all I kept saying to myself on that Saturday, which was technically on that Saturday, I did the ugly cry when I found out that our prayers of the righteous avail much. When our prayers had been answered and this woman had arrived back to her home. I did the ugly cry, and I just shouted and thanked the Lord that this woman had came back to her family. All I could think about was, okay, she's home, she's safe. However, I know that she has had probably some severe physical, mental trauma that's happened to her. And whenever the police, her family, feel the opportunity to come to the general public and let us know what happened, if she's okay, how is her healing process, I was just going to patiently wait. Just like everyone else, I was going to patiently wait for what was to come. Oh, but what was to come over the last 4 days? That's what we're going to get into. So for the ones that are on the broadcast right now, thank you so much for joining in. We are going to talk about it all. I'm going to play the full press conference so all of you can be able to listen in. So that's what I'm going to do right now. We're going to go to the press conference first. And then once we go through the press conference, we're going to talk about some key things that the police said and did not say. And then we're going to go into the detailed events of what supposedly happened up into the alleged abduction. But we do know for a fact that there was a disappearance. We don't know about an abduction, but we do know that there was a disappearance. So with that being said, let's go into the press conference. One moment, I am pulling it up so that everyone will be able to watch it in its entirety. Because that's the thing, so many times on social media, people like to chop and screw stuff. Let's watch the whole thing together. So that's what we're about to do. Let me share the screen with you guys really quickly, and we can go from there. Let's go. Okay. You all should be able to see the screen right now. Okay. This is from the WFLA news station. They actually had the entire full press conference, and we're about to play it now. Here it is.
All right, good afternoon and welcome to the Frank and Pam Bearfield Training Center. I'm Captain Keith Sescaleba, that's spelled KeithCzeskleba, with the Hoover Police Department. Joining me at the podium today will be Hoover Mayor Frank Brocato, spelled Brocato, and Hoover Police Chief Nick Derzis, spelled Derzis. You may also hear from Lieutenant Daniel Lowe, spelled Lowe, of the Hoover Police Investigations Division. Mayor Brocato will make a brief opening statement, and then Chief Derzis will read a prepared statement. After Chief's statement is complete, there will be an opportunity to ask a few questions regarding this investigation. Keep in mind that this is still an ongoing investigation, so there may be some questions that we cannot answer. With that, I will turn it over to Mayor Brocato.
Thank you and good afternoon for you all coming today. 6 days ago, our community learned about the disappearance of Carlee Russell, and it sent fear and pandemonium not just through our city, but the entire state and the nation as well. The media quickly joined us to get the word out about Carlee. Our community sprung into action and they organized search parties, arranged prayer vigils, and they took other steps that I'm not even aware of to help in this situation. The Hoover Police Department quickly rallied multiple partner agencies, stopping at nothing to find Carlee. I'd like to take this time to say thank you first to the Hoover Police Department, our partner agencies, our wonderful community, and to all those that aided in some way in connection with this situation. As the days have gone on and more information has been shared, we know everyone has questions. The Hoover Police Department is known for being very methodical and thorough with investigations. For that we share this information now so that our community can be put at ease. So then I'll go over to the Police Chief, Nick Dursis. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank everyone for being here today. Besides me, Stan's team played a significant role in this investigation. I want to thank our department, members of surrounding local law enforcement agencies, the FBI, Secret Service, United States Marshals, and ALEA for their assistance in this case. We said from the evening of July 13th, our focus would be the safe return of Carlee Russell. That occurred on Saturday, July 15th, approximately 49 hours after she called 911 and disappeared. From that point, our focus has been to determine Carlee's whereabouts during that time and what exactly took place. Let me say up front, this investigation is not over. We're still working this case, and we will work in this case until we uncover every piece of evidence that helps us account for the 49 hours that Carlee Russell was missing. However, through the public interest, and in some cases, public fear that this story has generated, we owe it to our citizens to tell them the facts that we have uncovered. So I will give you the facts that we know today. On July 13th, at approximately 8:20 p.m., Carlee left work from a business at the Summit. Surveillance video from her place of employment shows Carlee concealed a dark-colored bathrobe, a roll of toilet paper, and other items belonging to the business prior to her departure. She ordered food from Tzatziki's at the Colonnade and traveled there. She then traveled to Target on 280, where she purchased some granola bars and Cheez-Its. From there, she remained in the parking lot at that shopping center until 9:21 p.m. when she drove to I-459. Carlee communicated on her cell phone with individuals known to her while on her path of travel up to the point of calling 911 at 9:34 p.m. And at this time, we will play the 911 call in its entirety.
If it hadn't been for one simple safety item, this could have been a family tragedy. Fire extinguishers are a great tool, as long as you can remember the steps for using them while precious seconds are ticking away.
Hi, I am on Interstate 459, and there's just a kid just walking by themselves. Hold on. Where on 49 are you? I'm right next to the exit 10 by the Hoover Med, like to get off by the Hoover Med. Okay, so you're before the exit? Yes. Okay, were you headed southbound or northbound? Like towards Tuscaloosa or towards 280? Towards Tuscaloosa. Okay, and was the child on the left or right side? On the right side. Were they walking northbound or southbound? They're walking towards Tuscaloosa. Walking southbound. How old do they look? Like a toddler, like maybe like 3 or 4. Did you pull over with them? Are you still with them? Yes. Okay, are you with the child right now? No, I'm not. I didn't get out of the car. I can see them though. Do you mind staying and keeping an eye on them until we get there? Yeah, sure, yeah. Okay, what kind of car are you in? I'm in a red Mercedes-Benz. And the sedan or SUV? SUV. I mean, it's a sedan, sorry. Can you put your hazards on for me? Yeah, they're on. Okay. Did you talk to the child at all, or did you say anything to them? No. Okay. No. Do they look like they're injured? No, they don't. Are they white, black, Hispanic, or Asian? They're white. Okay. And the male or female? I think it's a boy, a little boy. Right now? Okay, so is he wearing clothes? Yes. Okay. What is he wearing? It's a white t-shirt, and it doesn't look like he has any pants on. It looks like a diaper. And you don't see any cars anywhere? No, no cars anywhere. Okay. All right. What's your name? My name is Carlee Russell. And you don't see any injuries on the child from where you're at, correct? No, but I can't really see them that good. Okay, try to keep an eye on them for the best that you can, because I don't want you to lose track of them. Okay. All right, and do they have shoes on? No. Shoes? Not that I can see. I can't really see that one. Okay. All right, I've got them on the way, okay? Just try to keep an eye on them, but officers are on the way, okay? Okay, thanks. Thank you. Okay, bye.
Carlee called a relative after speaking with the 911 operator. She went missing during that conversation sometime after 9:36 p.m. Traffic camera footage was obtained which depicted this portion of the incident, and that footage was analyzed as part of the investigation in conjunction with the 911 call and cell phone data to accurately determine the time frame. Carlee's 911 call remains the only report of a child on the interstate, despite numerous vehicles passing through the area at that time. No one has called to report that a child is missing, and the Hoover Police Department did not locate any evidence of a small child walking down the interstate. Data from Carlee's phone, including her Life 360 app, shows that she traveled approximately 600 yards in her vehicle while she was on the phone with 911, stating that she was following a child. 600 yards. That is 6 football fields straight, 600 yards. The Hoover 911 Center received a second call from Carlee's mother stating that a relative was on the phone with her when they heard Carlee scream and they had an open phone line. Hoover police officers arrived on the scene within 5 minutes of being dispatched, and several other officers arrived shortly. They located Carlee's wig and cell phone in the grass near the vehicle. Her purse was located in the front seat of her vehicle with her Apple Watch in the purse. Keys was also in the car. The items she purchased from Target, as well as the items taken from her place of employment, were not in the vehicle, nor were they located anywhere around the scene. Hoover police deployed all available assets from the point in the search for Carlee. Additional resources were called in to include our own drone unit, crime scene investigators. Numerous detectives responded to the scene. Throughout the day Friday, officers from surrounding local and federal agencies assisted Hoover police in the search for Carlee Russell. Officers returned to the scene on 459 to conduct a thorough line search for evidence. K-9 teams from the Jefferson County Sheriff's Department responded to check for any sign of Carlee, the child that she claimed to see, and anything else that could be considered evidence in this case. Those searches all turned up empty. Private citizens, including search parties organized by her family, friends, began looking everywhere that they could to find any trace. These searches took place throughout the day Friday and again on Saturday, yielding nothing. At 10:44 p.m. on July 15th, the Hoover 911 Center receives a call from Carlee's residence stating that she returned home on foot. In subsequent investigations, detectives obtained surveillance footage of Carlee walking down the sidewalk alone prior to arrival at her residence. She was conscious and speaking with paramedics when she was transported to UAB. Detectives were able to obtain a brief statement from her prior to being treated and released. During the statement, she told detectives that while traveling down the interstate, she saw a baby walking down the side of the road and called 911. She stated when she got out of her vehicle to check on the child, a man came out of the trees and mumbled that he was checking on the baby. She claimed that the man then picked her up and she screamed. She stated he then made her go over a fence. She claims he then forced her into a car, and the next thing she remembers is being in the trailer of an 18-wheeler. She stated that the male was with a female. However, she never saw the female, only hearing her voice. She also told detectives she could hear a baby crying. She told detectives the male had orange hair with a big bald spot on the back. She said she was able to escape the 18-wheeler and fled on foot, only to be captured again and then was put in a car. She claimed she was then blindfolded, but was not tied up because the captor said they did not want to leave impressions on her wrists. She said that they took her into a house and made her get undressed. She believes they took pictures of her, but she does not remember them having any physical or sexual contact. She stated the next day she woke up and was fed cheese crackers by the female. She said the woman also played with her hair, but could not remember anything else. At some point, she was put back in a vehicle she claims was able to escape while it was in the West Hoover area. She told detectives she ran through lots of woods until she came out near her residence. During this interview, detectives noted that Carlee had a small injury to her lip, and she claimed that her head was hurting. She also had a tear in her shirt. Detectives also noted that she had $107 cash in her right sock. Out of respect for Carlee and her family, detectives did not press for additional information in this interview and made plans to speak with her in detail after giving her time to rest. Detectives continue analyzing data from Carlee's cell phone that was left behind at the scene. We enlisted the help of the United States Secret Service in conducting this analysis. Part of what data includes several internet searches in the days leading up to her disappearance that I think are very relevant to this case. On July 11th at 7:30 a.m., the term, "Do you have to pay for an Amber Alert?" was searched. On July 13th at 1:03 a.m., the day of her disappearance, the term, "How to take money from a register without being caught," was searched. On July 13th at 2:13 a.m., the day of her disappearance, the term Birmingham bus station was searched. On July 13th, 2:35 a.m., a search for a one-way bus ticket from Birmingham to Nashville was conducted with a departure date of July 13th. On July 13th at 12:10 p.m., a search for the movie Taken, a film about abduction, was conducted. There were 2 searches related to Amber Alerts on a computer at Carlee's place of employment, including one regarding the maximum age of an Amber Alert. There were other searches on Carlee's phone that appeared to shed some light on her mindset, but out of respect for her privacy, we will not be releasing the content of those searches at this time. We've asked to interview Carlee a second time, but have not been granted that request. As you can see, there are many questions left to be answered, but only Carlee can provide those answers. What we can say is that we've been unable to verify most of Carlee's initial statement made to investigators, and we have no reason to believe that there is a threat to the public safety related to this particular case. Thank you very much.
With that, we'll open the floor for some questions. Please raise your hand and I will call on you. Carol.
Chief, do you expect any charges against Carlee Russell in connection with the disappearance and in connection with what was taken from the Woodhouse spa?
Right now, our focus is to determine those 49 hours, so the investigation continues. So to be perfectly honest with you, that hasn't even entered our mind or been discussed.
One more question. Is it surprising to you that the family has not been cooperative in returning to be questioned?
Well, I think the family has stated to us that they didn't think that in her mental state right now, because of trauma of the incident, that she's not ready to talk, is what we've been told.
Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, question for Chief. You stated that the abductor had orange hair. Was this abductor black male? Was it female? Black female? White female?
I believe it's a white male. Am I correct by saying that? Was it ever? Yeah, white male.
Is this alleged abductor yet on loose in the Hoover area?
Don't believe so.
Yes, ma'am.
Chief Brittany Dion, WBRC, has a toxicology report been done and were any drugs or illegal substances found in her system?
We have no report of that.
Is any indication of mental illness in this case?
Not that I'm aware of.
There's been a concern in the community that if this turned out not to be a true story, that the next time a young woman of color was missing, that it might not be taken seriously. How would you respond to that?
I'd respond to say that we investigate every crime to the fullest, just like we have this one.
Was she traveling with anyone? Excuse me. Was she traveling with anyone since the time she disappeared, to your knowledge?
And not to my knowledge.
Chief, I know you said you weren't able to verify a lot of aspects of the story. Where do you think she went, and how would you characterize what happened here?
You know, that's the $100 question. You know, we pretty much know exactly what took place from the time she left work until she got on the 911 call, and we can see getting out of the car on the interstate from that footage. And after that, I think she only knows. We don't know.
One follow-up.
I think parents are believing what their daughter's saying, and we've had a very good rapport with the parents, met with them on several occasions. I've talked to them today a few times, and to make them understand that we're under pressure from our community, not only the community of the story hit. And I understand that today we were going to have a press conference. What they are facts, and everything that I've told you today is facts. It's not innuendos. It's not what I think. It's not what these detectives think. It is the factual information that we have. Well, I think our detectives have talked to the parents, and we're ready. We're ready to talk as soon as she's ready. So, you know, she called right now. We're ready.
One word to describe what went on. What would that be?
How about unknown? You know, we know the facts that we have. Everything else is unknown at this time.
In the back. What have the past few days been like for you, your department? This has been a stressful search.
Well, absolutely. And again, the focus of the investigation that Thursday when she went missing, of course, the focus was to get Carlee home. That's what we want all. We wanted her safe and sound. And that's all happened. And then, of course, this has gotten to be not only a local state story, but a national story. So, you know, it's a lot of stress on everyone in the Hoover Police Department, and the mayor, to every citizen here. We want to know the truth.
As you stand here, are you frustrated?
I wouldn't say I'm frustrated. I mean, I'm very happy that Carlee's home. That was the main ingredient here, and then we'll figure it out. I promise you that we'll end up figuring it out.
Any idea about the number of manpower hours or the expense of the drones and all the rest of the search that might have cost the city and state and federal government?
Yeah, we haven't had time to consider that, but it's you know, again, these detectives that are here, this is just a small group of people that have been associated with this case. We have put every available resource that we have on this case because we wanted to make sure that we found out everything. We wanted to get her home, and we have.
Chief, is there any prior indication of mental health problems?
Not that I'm aware of.
Can you just expand on the people from the state, federal resources brought in? What were they doing exactly as you all were searching for them? Just expand on that.
Sure. A lot of the from the FBI side, several agents helping us interview. I mean, as you well know, in a case like this, especially when it goes national, we got hundreds and hundreds of calls. And when you get those calls, some of them may just be outlandish, but you got to follow up on them because you never know that you may get that one tidbit. And I'd also say too that we had a great cooperation with the family. The family received hundreds and hundreds of tips, and every time they got a tip, they sent it to us.
Would you say a crime has been committed?
No, we have not determined that. No.
Keith Mims, WAGG 610 Summit Media. Question for Chief. With all of the searches that you mentioned, Chief, that were on Carlee's phone, does that kind of give you an indication of her mind state during this ordeal, 48 hours?
Yeah.
That she went missing?
Well, you know, again, we want to talk in facts, and I do think it's highly unusual to the day that someone gets kidnapped, that several 7 hours, 8 hours before that they're searching the internet, Googling the movie Taken about an abduction. I find that very strange. Yes.
Do you feel confident, do your investigators feel confident that you know why Carlee Russell
No, we do not know. Absolutely not.
Chief, can you explain for us, you mentioned that while I believe you said that Carlee was on the front line of one, she was traveling 6 football fields, which tells you what?
Which tells me that I've had kids, and I'm sure a lot of people here have, and it's very, very, again, she said it, and I'm not saying it couldn't happen because I've always been one of these guys, never say never, but 6 football fields. I like athletics, I like football. 6 football fields. To think that a toddler, barefoot, that could be 3 or 4 years old, is going to travel 6 football fields without getting in the roadway, without crying, without any just moving down. It's just very hard for me to understand.
Chief, have you used any technology to enhance that video from 459? And did you see a man grab her?
We did not see, from what we can tell, we don't see anybody on the interstate other than her car and then someone getting out of her driver's side. We have sent that off to the FBI for enhancement. It has not been returned.
Do you think in this case that charges will be forthcoming towards Carlee Russell? And how serious of a crime is it to not only fabricate a 911 call, but to lie to law enforcement during an investigation?
Well, again, that's not something that we've been discussed since we're going through the still investigation. But people have to understand that when someone says something like this, we put every available resource. Everybody comes together from, like I say, state, local, federal. It's just a lot of work, and gentleman early said frustrated. I mean, it is a little frustrating to think that all this has been done and we can't find anything out.
Did anyone see her calling in from the side of the road when she made that 911 call?
No, not to my knowledge.
All right,
So
last
is
question here.
Is this investigation held up until you can speak once again, Carlee Russell?
Well, there's a few things that we're still doing, but obviously we want to talk to Carlee as soon as we can and do an in-depth interview. And at that time, I think we'll have these investigators doing some other things. So
That's all the questions we're going to answer today. We appreciate you guys coming, and we'll be following up with y'all later. Thank you so much.
Thank you for your time.
Okay, everyone, I am back. And as you saw, that was the press conference in its entirety. I did not want to show a press conference that was chopped and screwed. I did not want to give you all the cliff notes. I wanted you to see it in its entirety on your own. Now, these are the pertinent things that I did take from the press conference that I want you all to really pay attention to. The series of events that allegedly happened prior to her disappearance, because what we do know for a fact is that she disappeared for 49 hours. This has now turned from an abduction to a disappearance. And the reason why I say that is because the police department has not officially said that there was an abduction. The reason being is because they do not have any proof of an abduction, only because they are unable to find any evidence stating that she was abducted. That does not mean that she was abducted. They are just saying that she disappeared. Okay, these are things that I want you all to understand. She made a call into 911. She spoke to the dispatcher. As you heard in that 911 call, they released the entire call in its entirety. It's a long call. It really is. She was on the phone with the dispatch for at least 2 to 3 minutes. She claims that she saw the child walking in the grass. She gave a very vivid description of this child to the 911 operator. The 911 operator says to her over the phone, "Please do not leave. Please wait with the child. We will send an officer out there to that area. Please let me know where you are. What is a landmark so that an officer will be there? An officer will arrive shortly." The 911 operator did not stay on the phone with her. I guess she did not feel that she was in any type of danger. So she hung up the call. Carlee was then prompted, I guess in her mind, to call her family member. And upon calling her family member, she was telling her family member that she had saw a child on the side of the road. She had parked her vehicle. She was waiting for the child to approach her vehicle. The child was walking towards her vehicle. And as you heard the police chief say, this is 6 football fields. This is a toddler. We really don't know how big this toddler was. You know, he might have been 5 years old. He might have been 6 years old. You know, there's a difference in the height. We don't know how tall the grass was in the area. That information we really don't know, you know, so we're just making assumptions. But if you heard her her tone in the 911 call, she was very alert. She did not sound like she was hallucinating. She did not sound like she was under any type of drugs or prescription drugs or, you know, illicit drugs. She didn't sound like any of that. She sounded like someone who was in her right state of mind. So when she gets on the phone with the family member says that she heard Carlee ask, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" The family member assumed that when she said, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" she was talking to the child. Now, to my own friends in our own personal group chat, this is separate. When we were talking about this, when we were discussing this, even prior to her being found, even prior to her reappearing on her parents' doorstep, I said to my friends, everyone is assuming that she was talking to the child. What if she was talking to the abductor? What if she was talking to a woman? Because a lot of times, sex traffickers will try to lure women in with other women and with children. We've seen it on movies. We've seen it on documentaries. We've seen it with Jeff Epstein. He had other women lure other women into his diabolical sex trafficking ring. So let's just call a thing, okay? So I immediately, when the relative said that she was on the phone asking, "Are you okay?" I never thought she was talking to a child. I always thought that she was talking to an adult. According to the family member, it sounds as if the phone has dropped and she's screaming. She hears a scream and then she doesn't hear anything. That's when the entire family goes into frenzy. They're calling the police. By then, the police, within minutes, I'm talking about maybe it's like a minute or two, the police are actually on the scene. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and pull that up so I can show that information to you all as well. Because of, again, like I said, you know, I had to go ahead and put on my little broadcaster jacket, my little broadcaster blazer. You guys can't see me though, but I had to, you know, because I do have my degree in public relations and graphic communications. So, you know, I am the type of person that I like to go by facts and real receipts. So I do have the video that is unaltered of the actual footage from an independent carrier in the area that does traffic. And they actually have the video unedited of her vehicle and when it goes down the road on the highway. And the minute I saw the video, there was very pertinent things that stuck out to me. And I want to discuss those things with you all, and I want you all to see them in real time with me. So what I'm doing right now, I'm going to go ahead and pull that up so that you all can be able to see it for yourself. Because something tells me that maybe you guys did not have the chance to see these things that stuck out to me. And so it'll give you an opportunity to be able to see it for yourself. Give me one moment. And I am going to pull it up. All right, here we go. Let me go ahead and see if I can be able to go to this share screen. Because a lot of people have been showing the edited version. I don't want to show the edited version. I want to show the real version. Let's see. Okay. All right, here we go. Okay, let me go to the share screen so you all can be able to see it. And I'm going to actually be talking while we're watching this video together. So here we go. I'm trying to get accustomed to this whole StreamYard thing. It's coming along, so just bear with me, you guys. All right, here we go. This is the video. This is the video being shown, live footage of this time frame. As you can see, allegedly, this is Carlee's Mercedes-Benz, red Mercedes-Benz right here. This is a major highway. You see it's a lot of people on the road. It is about, to me, I'm thinking at this point, she's probably driving about 25 miles per hour at this time. And as you can see, there are other vehicles that are slowing up. You can see there are other vehicles here that are slowing beams on. As you can see, Carlee's vehicle completely at this time has made a stop. Now, there was something that I don't think that you all just saw, but I'm not going to say anything just yet. I want you all to be able to, in the comments, tell me what it is that you see. Hey, Proper Lady, thank you so much for coming back. There was something that I noticed when she made that stop. Now, I want you all to look at everything in its entirety, because this video tells you a whole lot. It tells you a whole lot. As you can see that there are people merging into the middle lane. There are people slowing down. Here are main vehicles of transportation. These are tractor trailer trucks. Now, what a lot of people do not know is that tractor trailer trucks from a certain model and year are required to have dash cams on those trucks. So as you can see, we've already seen several transportation trucks go along that way. And also, as you can see, all over here on the right side, all of this is illuminated. Everything is illuminated because people are putting on their high beams because they see someone on the side of the road. They see someone on the side of the road. You can see when the vehicles start putting on their high beams. You can see it. It illuminates the entire road. So this whole stretch of road is completely illuminated. You can also see that she is right in front of a mile marker. Each one of these that you see is a mile marker. So this is 1 mile from here to here. That's a whole mile. And then there's another one a little bit past what you can see. So we're talking about literally 1, 2, 3, really a good 3 miles of stretch that we can be able to see on this video. We can really see a good 1 mile of area. Does anybody see what I'm talking about? Oh, there was definitely somebody else out there. Absolutely, there was somebody else out there. And I'm going to prove it to you all. I'm going to show it to you. Okay. The proper lady says, it tells you wasn't no baby. Nobody else saw the baby. Nobody else was out there. Let me go ahead and highlight this. I want everybody to see this. And there is where the police show up. Okay, let me see if I can rewind this back. So hold on. Let me bring, because I'm going to actually show you where another person showed up at. We're going to put it right here. Everybody's watching. Do not look on the road. Look in the grass. Do you see that yellow light flashing? That's a car. That's a car right there. That's a car going extremely fast on a service road. Let me rewind it again so you guys can see it. Everybody thought that was a reflection. Nope, that's an older model car. And maybe because of the line of businesses that I'm in, I was able to notice that immediately the first time that I watched it. Let me rewind it. Did everybody see it? Let me rewind it again. You know, some people were saying, oh, it was a reflection from the other cars driving by. Oh, that was somebody with a flashlight. No, that's a car. That's a car going at an extremely high rate of speed on a service road right near the interstate. So let's play it again. Right here, you see it. That car is going fast. That car is actually going about as fast as the people are on the interstate. Let's rewind it again. Do you all see how fast that car is going? That's a car. Let's rewind it again so everybody can be able to see it. I want you to see where you first see it. And then what's funny is this car did not even have its lights on. Hold on. I want you to see where you see the first flash at. The first flash came from here. Right there where my cursor is. That's where the first flash is. That's where the first flash is. man, I wish that there was some type of way I could actually draw some type of diagram or whatever so you guys could be able to see what I'm talking about. So this is where the first flash came at, right about here, that we could visibly see, okay? As you can see, Carlee's vehicle is right there. Her vehicle is here. The first flash is here. As we know, mathematically, this is 1 mile. From here to here is 1 mile. Where we first saw that first flash at, that wasn't even a mile. That wasn't even half a mile. It might have been a fourth of a mile. Is everybody see where I'm going at with this? Exactly. The police didn't see it. Exactly. The police didn't see it. Let me tell you all something. My father was a detective. We would play little games all the time when we were driving. We would play little games all the time in the house, in the woods, on my grandparents' property. He always wanted me to be aware of the unseen, what was not seen to the naked eye. We would play little games like this all the time. So immediately I saw that, which is something that no one else saw. People kept saying, oh, I didn't see anybody else out there. Oh, it was definitely somebody else out there. And this is so distorted. You don't know if there's a child. You don't know if there's another person out there because it's so distorted. To be completely honest with you, the only thing I saw was Carlee's door open. I saw the driver's door open and I saw the right passenger door open. And I saw what seems like a figure walk really rapidly to the other side of the vehicle. But these images are so distorted. This video is so distorted, you really can't even tell. And even according to the Hoover Police Department, they have sent this information and this same video into the FBI. They have tried to enhance it as much as they could, but I didn't want to show you all the enhanced version. I want to show you the real version. Out of every single person who claimed to be an FBI agent, every single person who claimed to be, oh, you know why? I'm a criminal defense attorney and this, that, and the other. Nobody saw this damn car driving that fast over in this stretch of time. Nobody saw that. But I want you to see just how quick this happened. I'm going to play it so you can see. So the car is out. Okay, so I want you to see how fast this car was driving. That's really what I want you all to see, because that's not what nobody is getting, how fast this car was driving. And I'm going to prove it to you. Because again, these are mile markers. This is 1 mile. This is 1 mile. Again, this is 1 mile. Let me show you how fast this vehicle was driving, okay? And I'm excited about it because no one else saw this. And even when I broke it down to my friends in our group chat, they were like, dang, like, Mimosa, how on earth did you notice that? Because again, my father and I would play these games and I had to learn and look in a room and see in a room what no one else would be able to notice. So let's play this again. We see the first flash. If you all notice, I start playing this video at the 340 mark. So it took that car 16 seconds. Okay, you said that doesn't look like a car, so what would it be? What would have that type of light moving that quickly? Because it's not a reflection. It's some type of transportation. They definitely not walking. So what do you, okay. And I thought that as well. I said to myself, could it be a motorcycle? Because of how fast it was going. But this is the thing. The light, it would just be one light. You can tell by the width of the illumination, it's more than one light. So what is it? And it has to be able to have enough engine power to go that fast. How did they pick her up so fast? Exactly. That's what I was trying to figure out as well. So let's run it back one more time. And you all count the seconds of how fast whatever this is going. Exactly. A motorcycle will have left tracks. Exactly. The police and search parties were all out in that area. But I believe that that's a service road. That's the thing. And a motorcycle going that fast would have definitely left tracks. And you would have heard it. Her car is here. This is her car. Her car is here. The one that's flashing right here. That's her car. Her car is here. That light that we saw starts here. And it travels 1 mile, 2 miles in less than 20 seconds. So that means that that car was going extremely fast. Instantly, I noticed that. Let's rewind it one more time so everybody can see it just one more time. And then we're going to go on to some other things that I noticed in the video. Let's watch it again. Boom. There it is right there. Exactly. Beyond that small wooded area is a housing department, a housing development. Sure is. So now within 20 seconds, see this right here looks like a motorcycle to me. Uh-oh. It just went out of view right here. Hold on. This right here looked like a motorcycle to me. So I'm going to rewind it back just a little so you can be able to see what I'm talking about. Because every single vehicle that we sort of kind of questioned, even down to, okay, if it's a motorcycle later on comes into the view. Boom, here's a motorcycle right here. That's a motorcycle. That's the motorcycle right there. Not that motorcycle, but a motorcycle. You see how those lights illuminated the road. Those lights were not like this light, the light over here. Now you see the police. Hold on. I want you all to see the police vehicle. Which vehicle was the police vehicle? Right there. That's the police vehicle. Right there. Boom. Told you. Here. There's the motorcycle. So you can see a motorcycle's lights don't look like what we saw over here. I'm going to tell you what, the second that the police vehicle comes into view. Here's the police vehicle right there. Right there. That's the police vehicle. Okay, so I'm back. Correct. A tail light does not illuminate like a headlight. And that's why I was showing you. I was actually showing the headlight. You could see ahead of the headlight. You could tell by the width of that light that it wasn't a motorcycle. So out of everyone that's on the live feed right now, did anyone, when they first saw this vehicle, did anyone see those lights on the side of the road? Did that ever occur to anyone? Did anyone ever see another vehicle, or even that there might have possibly been another form of transportation out there in the wooded area? Did anyone see that? Come on, let's be active, everyone. Yeah, a lot of people didn't. So my thing is, all of these experts, nobody noticed that. So this is my thing. If the woman was not abducted, there was a disappearance, and she definitely had an accomplice. And the reason why I say that is because there was definitely another vehicle right in that area. And I do believe that whoever assisted her into that vehicle. Now, according to what she told the police, there was a guy who approached her vehicle. I have everything written down verbatim. Carlee told the Hoover Police Department that while she was on the phone with her cousin, that a man approached her, and she asked him, was he okay? She said the man mumbled that he was checking on the baby. Next thing she knows, she was overpowered and forced over a fence into a car. Now, there may have been a fence in that area. And see, that's the thing. The police would need to see how far is that fence from where that illuminated light that we saw out of nowhere going that fast on a service road. Because at the end of the day, that car was speeding. You're not driving that fast just to be driving. It seemed as if, to me, logically, you're trying to get away from somewhere, or you're trying to get somewhere faster. You're trying to get to a certain destination faster. Why are you speeding on a service road? At the most, I think service roads, like 35 miles per hour? That car was at least doing 70, 80 miles per hour, how fast that car was going. That car was getting it. Do you hear me? We literally see all of this stretch of the road. Okay. She says that she was forced over a fence into a car. This may or may not have been said car. So what we're breaking down right now is what she said. And then we're going to talk about the facts. Okay. So she said that she was forced over a fence into a car. Then she goes into an 18-wheeler. She escaped that, but then she was put back into the car. Then from the car, she was taken to a house. She was stripped naked, and they took pictures of her. She does not recall if she was sexually assaulted, because this entire time throughout these 49 hours, she was in and out of consciousness. When the police saw her, when she arrived at her home, her parents' home, her parents called the police. The police checked on her. They later on took her to the hospital. Upon being at the hospital, there was an injury on her lip. She was complaining of major headaches. She said her head hurt. They said her short was torn, and that upon further investigating, they found $107 in her right sock. This is all the things that they found out at the hospital. Okay. They also found out that upon toxicology report, there were no drugs in her system, and she had no signs of mental illness. She had full clarity of her mind, and she had no previous signs of mental illness. Because like I said, we're going to talk about the facts and what the police said and what they did not say. Okay, so we have that information thus far. So I'm going to say to you all, just off of that particular video we just saw, there is some type of reasonable doubt to what may or may not have happened to this woman. Now, see, I'm a person that likes to go off of facts. Now, let's talk about some of the alleged rumors, because when I tell you the minute this woman turned up, within hours, I was receiving all type of inboxes. There were people that were screenshotting text messages. There were people that were screenshotting Facebook posts. There were people that were screenshotting information from friends of friends of friends, employees, everything else. So let's talk about what the rumors are. There was a rumor saying that she had just failed nursing school. There was another rumor saying that she had been fired from her job for stealing drugs and stealing money. There was another rumor that was saying that she was actually at the Red Roof Inn. There was another rumor that was saying that she was trying to flee to another state that allowed her to have an abortion. There was another rumor that was saying that people from her job said that she had stolen $65,000 and was afraid of going to prison. These are just some of the rumors that I've heard over the course of several days. Again, I'm a person who likes to go off of facts. That's why I waited this amount of time before I was going to go live and come on to my audience and talk about this. And I'm going to debunk some of these rumors for you all. First of all, when I heard that she had allegedly stolen $65,000 from her job and she was stealing medication from her job, and she was also on Percocet, because that's what was said. Specifically, the word Percocet was used. So I did a little research. I found out that she worked at a company by the name of Woodhouse Spa. Woodhouse Spa is a day spa. Basically, honey, all they do are massages, waxes, and, fillers. They're not even allowed to have controlled substances. Now, if you work in the medical field, you know exactly what a controlled substance is. A day spa can't have controlled substances. So guess what? I was able to debunk that rumor. However, people kept running with it. They said that she was a pharmacy technician that had stole $65,000 and was stealing Percocets, and she was on Percocets. Well, guess what? The rumor of her being on Percocets was debunked because according to the toxicology report from the medical facility she was at, there was no drugs in her system. None. Okay. So that rumor was debunked. The other rumor that she was at a Red Roof Inn. Do you not think that the police, FBI, U.S. Marshal, because these are all different agencies that have been involved in this situation, that they have not subpoenaed for every single video file from the Red Roof Inn or hotels in that entire city? They don't have any footage of her being at any hotel or motel at all in those 49 hours. So that rumor was debunked. Then there was the rumor about her wanting to get an abortion. In her state, abortion is illegal. So she wanted to flee to a state that she could do the abortion legally. Well, guess what? Your girl did a little research again. In Tennessee, Nashville, Tennessee, where because we're not going to say alleged because this is facts, she did a search for a one-way ticket from Birmingham to Nashville, Tennessee, because that's what was said. Allegedly, the rumor was said that she was trying to flee to Nashville to get an abortion. Guess what? Abortion illegal in Nashville too. So that rumor was debunked. So this is what I want to say to all of the alleged want-to-be bloggers and journalists. Do your research. Stop just putting information out. I wanted the police department and I wanted her family to talk before I spoke because I don't like rumors. I don't like rumors put on me, and I'm not about to tell no rumor on no one else that I don't know to be facts. And I just gave you all of the proof that that information was not true. Okay, what is DJ saying? Oh, DJ was saying that no, he didn't see. He at first, when he first saw the video, he didn't notice the lights. A lot of people didn't notice the lights at that point. So let's just go off of the facts. I'm tired of talking about the rumors because I just debunked 90% of the rumors right there. What we do know for a fact is this girl, well, she's a woman. Let's not call her a girl. She's definitely a woman. What we know for a fact is this. I actually wrote down everything. According to the police, a cell phone was left behind upon upon doing a search on the phone. Let me tell you about the police department, FBI, and U.S. Marshals. Because all of those government agencies was pulled into this investigation, they didn't leave no stone unturned, baby. If you have any type of smartphone, even information that you think is deleted, they will be able to pick it up. If you have a computer and it has a hard drive, even if you think that you delete everything off that hard drive, those government agencies are going to be able to pull it off of there. So according to the police, and these are facts, Carlee Russell Googled Amber Alerts. She Googled how to take money from a register without anyone finding out. She Googled the Birmingham bus station. She then Googled one-way ticket from Birmingham to Nashville. She then Googled Taken the movie. If you've never seen Taken, Taken is about abduction. Then when she arrived at work, she Googled the maximum age for an Amber Alert. And oh, this is one part that I forgot to mention. On her cell phone, she Googled the cost of an Amber Alert. Like, how much did it cost to do an Amber Alert? So these are various things that we know to be a fact. All this questionable to me, y'all. Every last bit of it sure is. What you Googling Amber Alerts for, ma'am? Huh? Why are you Googling Amber Alerts, ma'am? Now, I'm not gonna lie. The movie Taken, that's my movie. Okay? I love Taken 1 and I love Taken 2. Now, if you had Googled that on any other day, I'd be like, oh, she Googled Taken. But the fact that you Googled it on the day you came up missing, yeah, honey, that's real questionable. Okay, even with you Googling the bus station, I ain't even had no problem with you Googling the bus station. I had a problem about you Googling a one-way. Why you Googling a one-way, ma'am? Why? And why are you Googling the price of an Amber Alert? Now I've Googled some crazy stuff, okay? But I ain't never Googled the price of an Amber Alert. Exactly, DJC. And that's what got me too. Now, I'm not going to come on here and say, oh, my prayers were wasted. I'm so angry at you, Carlee. I lost sleep. I'm not going to do that because the truth is I did lose sleep. I was really worried about this woman. Honey, I heard her car, it's a $50,000 car, left unattended, engine running, keys inside, her purse inside the car, cash money, credit cards, her Apple Watch inside her purse, because people were even talking about her Apple Watch. Oh, how convenient. How convenient her Apple Watch was inside of her purse. Well, guess what? When my Apple Watch dies, I take it off and I put it inside of my purse too. So what y'all gonna do? Y'all gonna call me Carlee Russell? Huh? Y'all gonna try to criticize me because I put my Apple Watch in my purse? I'm in the comment section like, look, well, I don't see no problem with that. I mean, I put my Apple Watch in my purse too when it died. So I kind of understood that part. Her phone was left on the ground. And honey, when they said the wig was on the ground, we said, call up grandma and them. We got to pray. Get the prayer circle and the prayer warriors together because we got to pray for Sister Carlee Russell, honey, and her family. And when her mama came on that TV and was looking every bit of word and homely, woo, we was praying. But baby, when they did that press conference today, now see, even after her parents did the press conference with ABC, not the press conference, the interview with ABC, I kind of, even then I was like, okay, well, her parents are saying they don't want to devalue the investigation. They didn't want to say too much. I even understood that. And let me explain to you why, because I had the same conversation in my group chat. Everybody was like, well, why won't her family just say what happened? Why won't she come out and say what happened? Well, guess what? Y'all gave Elizabeth Smart 20 years to come out and say something. Why you can't give her family and her a few days to get their mental health and physical health together to come out and make a statement? So, I didn't even feel any type of way about that. But this is what I felt some type of way about. Because to me, I assumed, again, this is me making an assumption. This is not a fact. This is an assumption. Because of how vague her family was and how vague the police were, I only assumed that maybe Carlee was too afraid to come out and say exactly what took place and gave precise details because she was afraid that these abductors were going to come back and kill her family, because according to even what we found out from the police department, she was found. Well, she wasn't even found. Hell, she walked to her parents' house, Bedford or whatever. So I said to myself, oh, they must have dropped her off near her neighborhood, and they know where she lived at, and she's trying to protect her family. She don't want them to come back and hurt her or her family. I mean, let's be real. And this is not to take, please, please, please don't take this offensively, because I feel like some of y'all gonna take this offensively, but I have to say this. Let's not act like some of us have not been sexually abused and molested by our own family members who threatened us and told us that they would kill us if we talked. And we still ain't talked, or else we didn't talk until 10, 20, 30, 40 years later, and nobody don't want to believe us. Let's call a thing a thing. So let's not act as if it don't happen in our own backyard, because it has. Exactly. DJ said it. I thought when they did that interview, I thought it was too early. Let her rest and give her some time. Exactly. That's exactly what I said as well. But no, we as a Black Twitter nation have to, we need answers. And you know who was leading the Black Twitter nation with her conservative self? Miss Candace Owens. I ain't gonna lie. Candace had me kick in when she said, wait a minute. So you mean to say Carlee snatched her own wig? Yeah, that may or may not be what happened. We still don't know. I did get a little kiki off of that, Candace. You know, I don't give you your props too many times, but that was a little kiki. And I hate, when I tell you I hate that this is going down and going on about this situation, because do you know how many times we do not rally behind women of color who go missing? And I mean, this time, baby, we was organized. We was on it. We was retweeting, subtweeting, reposting, doing TikToks, doing Instagram lives, posting pictures, putting up banners, traveling, attempting, helping with the search efforts, marching, let's find Carlee. I mean, we were on it this time. And I just really am disappointed that all of this drama is surrounding this. So I'm going to say this. This is what we know for a fact. The police still have not been able to prove without a shadow of a doubt that she was not abducted. The reason why I say that is because you have to listen to what the actual press conference was. You have to listen to what they said and what they did not say. What I will tell you was this: they definitely wanted to make it very, very known that, because people were saying, that was another thing, people saying, oh, she was on drugs, she was high, she was hallucinating, she was in the woods having a glamberry trip or whatever they were saying. People was going crazy on Twitter just saying anything. The police said there was no drugs in her system, because people were saying, oh, she just had a bad trip from some edibles or mushroom. Nah, baby, she ain't have no drugs in her system. And let me tell you something that the police also made very well known. She didn't have any signs of a mental breakdown, and she don't have any past signs of mental illness. So that's telling you one or two things. She was very much in her right mind when all of this was going down, and they very much trying to set her ass up to arrest her, and she cannot claim she was crazy. You better listen to what they say and what they don't say. So I'm going to tell you this, Miss Carlee. I still am so happy that you were home. And like I said, when I first came on here, prayers of the righteous avail much, because we prayed and we prayed and we prayed and we prayed, and you came home back to your family safely. And we were so ecstatic that you made it home safely. However, when you get your physical well-being and your mental well-being together, you better march into that Hoover police station, and you or your lawyer or whoever else need to make a statement, and you need to tell the truth. Because it's evident they don't know where you were. And if they knew where you were, they would have said that in the press conference. Did y'all not notice that? They made it very clear. 49 hours, we don't know what happened. For 49 hours, this girl vanished. They know everything that happened up until you vanished. They know everything that happened up until when you reappeared on your parents' front steps. So I'm telling you this. You better lay low. You better lay low. And you better pray that every single thing that allegedly happened to you during your 49-hour disappearance, because I'm calling it a disappearance because I haven't seen no proof of it being an abduction, okay? So during your disappearance, you better tell the police department everything that occurred and everything that happened, ma'am, because they're not playing with you. And depending on what you do or do not say, your ass might go to jail. Jail, jail. Because, baby, you had how many government agencies working on this case? Huh. And then from my understanding, allegedly, because I have to say allegedly, because I have not been able to see any proof of this, her family are well-known ministers in the area of a mega church in the area. I have yet to see that as proof, so I'm telling you, allegedly, that's a rumor. So this is a bad stain on your family, ma'am. A very bad stain. And this is another thing that I want you all to realize as well. If you notice that police chief, he said there were 2 other things that she Googled, but we don't want to disclose that information to the general public because of privacy regulations. The only reason a police officer would say that is because of HIPAA violations. The only reason a police officer or a person that works for law enforcement or a government agency would say that is because of, or even health agency would say that is because of HIPAA violations. Like I said, I was taught to look and hear, to look, see, hear, all the above, the things that people say and what they don't say and what they see and what they don't see. Yeah, I noticed that immediately. I said, ooh. Everybody was like, oh, she was looking up an abortion. I think maybe she was looking up how to unalive herself. That's what I think. Because the whole abortion situation, like I said, I literally earlier on in the broadcast, I was able to debunk that. The city that she did in fact Google to go to, it's illegal there too. I don't even know what, listen. All we can do is just wait. The police told us everything they know. The police said you are not going to have us caught up in any type of foolishness. You are not going to have our city on red and on alert. We're going to tell you everything that we know. And what they did tell us is for 49 hours, they cannot account to her actual location and what was going on for those 49 hours. Now, even in the video that I showed you all, there was a vehicle out there. There was some type of transportation out there in the middle of the woods, driving fast and trying to get it up out of there. Okay, I have to get a little ratchet. That vehicle was out of there, and we saw how fast that vehicle was going. So my thing is this: there's reasonable doubt because of the Google searches that were done. However, there is reasonable proof that she might have been abducted or else helped to run away, because there is a window of time that an accomplice or an abductor were possibly out there in the woods. And I showed you all that proof. Now, there was something else that I wanted to talk about before I close. It was one other thing that no one spoke about. And I'm trying to remember what it was. Let me look through my notes just 1 second, because I really want to make sure I cover everything. I don't want to leave any stone unturned. Let's see. Okay. Oh, that's what it was. So there was another rumor stating that she did all of this for a boyfriend or ex-boyfriend. I was even able to debunk that, because if you read the message that she allegedly had sent to the other woman, the message says that she wasn't even with the guy at the time when this woman, I guess, had been calling her out or trying to harass her or whatever. So to me, I didn't take it as she was trying to do this to get at another woman or to get her man back or whatever, because even the man immediately, he came out, made a statement, and was claiming the girl. So I don't believe that either. This is a really, really sad situation. Everyone, let's please be able to pray for full no stone unturned information to where this girl whereabouts were for those 49 hours. Because I'm still bothered by it. I really, really am. And then that was another thing. I don't know if you all heard this in the press conference, but I'm going to make mention of it again. The hot food that she purchased from the said restaurant was in the back seat, but the snacks from Target, the robe, and the roll of toilet tissue that she had from her job were not to be found. Weird. Another thing that definitely leaves you questioning. First of all, a roll of tissue, and she lived with her parents. That's another thing that we end up finding out. She lived with her parents. So what was she taking a roll of tissue home for, to her parents' house? Let me tell you something. My mom is the Costco, BJ's, and Sam's queen, okay? The basics: water, tissue, toilet paper, and paper towels, she has a year supply of. So, Carlee, what was you doing stealing a roll of toilet tissue from your job? To me, that even kind of sounds like you were going somewhere anticipating where they wasn't going to have no toilet tissue. It's just real strange. It's just very, very strange. Very, very strange. Ma'am, you have some explaining to do. A lot of people want some answers. I'm going to actually drop the link in the chat. And if anybody wants to come up, I will give you all the opportunity to do so. Let's talk about it. The floor is yours. If anyone wants to come up, come on up. Come on up to Mimosa Chronicles if anyone wants to come up. Yeah, I see what you said, DJ. You said, and I thought Amber was free. Yeah, I kind of thought that the Amber Alert was free too, but I don't know if there is a cost for an Amber Alert. I never thought about Googling it, but evidently Carlee wanted to Google it, so she did. Anyone want to come up and discuss this matter? You're free to do so. Okay, well, I rest my case. I can take my journalism blazer off. I'm finished talking about this subject. You all have a fantastic night. Again, let's just pray for clarity and that eventually we do get some answers to where she was for those 49 hours. That's all I care about at this point. Where were you for those 49 hours? Where were you? Where were you? Where were you? All right. Au revoir. Have a good evening, everyone. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Please subscribe. I'm trying to hit my threshold. I still don't have, all of my subscribers yet. Please subscribe. Okay, this is Mimosa Chronicles, and I am signing off. You have a great evening, everyone.